You're not here to learn how to make money. You're here to discover why money doesn't stay with you when you chase it. Prosperity is not created by strategies, motivation, or effort. It's created by a nervous system that no longer treats money as a threat. Before we go any further, understand this clearly. Money does not respond to intention. Money responds to your state. If your body is tense, desperate, pressured, or afraid of scarcity, the field around you mirrors that state and pushes abundance away. Not because you're unlucky, not because you don't work hard, but because the energy of urgency tells the universe, I am not ready to receive. So in this video, you won't just hear ideas. You will experience a shift, a physical shift, a change in how your body relates to money. You will learn how to stop chasing money and make money move toward you naturally, steadily, inevitably. If you leave before the exercise, nothing will change. You'll return to the same cycle of pressure and survival. But if you stay, you'll learn how to activate a state that turns prosperity into a consequence, not a struggle. The only question is, are you here to chase money again, or to finally become the kind of person money recognizes as its destination? Take a slow breath. Let's begin.
You are about to enter a different kind of content. Not a motivational speech that fades after a few hours. Not a simple concept that sounds interesting, but changes nothing in your life. What you are about to experience is a shift in perception that can alter how your mind, your emotions, and your energy interact with the field of prosperity. For the next few minutes, I am not here to convince you of anything. I am here to help you feel the difference between a mind that begs for abundance and a mind that becomes abundance. This video is not only to be listened to, it is meant to be practiced. Because nothing changes if you only absorb information. Transformation only happens when you embody a new state. So take a deep breath right now. Not a dramatic breath, just a conscious one. Let it be the first sign that you are choosing to participate rather than merely observe. Because today, you are not watching a video. You are entering a training, a mental, emotional, and quantum training. Now, let's begin with a truth that many people avoid. Money does not come to those who force it. It does not obey desperation, pressure, or fear. Most people believe prosperity is a reward for effort. They work harder, push more, chase every opportunity, hunt for ways to earn more, and sacrifice their peace as if stress were the price of success. But if effort alone created wealth, every exhausted worker would be rich. Every person working overtime would be financially free. Yet the world is filled with people who work exhaustively and still struggle to pay basic bills, while others seem to attract opportunities effortlessly with less force, less stress, and sometimes less time invested. Why? Because your external effort means nothing when your internal energy is fighting against you. There is a difference between working and forcing, between creating value and trying to control the outcome, between being in motion and being in resistance. Most people don't realize that forcing money is a form of fear. Chasing wealth tells the field one thing: I do not have this yet. Urgency screams, I am incomplete without it. Pressure silently declares, I am afraid it will not come. And the field does not deliver what you say you want. The field mirrors who you are being while you want it. This is why some people are always chasing money. They are not chasing money in the physical world. They are chasing money in their inner world. They are constantly trying to escape the discomfort of not having enough. It is not the money they want. It is relief from their anxiety about money. And the quantum field responds to that anxiety with more reasons to be anxious. Because your request is not made with words. It is made with emotional frequency. Prosperity does not respond to need. It responds to equilibrium. It flows where there is space, not pressure. Where there is clarity, not obsession. Where there is alignment, not desperation. This is why you can chase something for years and never catch it. It is why opportunities avoid those who are tense, even when they are qualified. It is why ideas, resources, and connections seem to arrive naturally for some people, while others struggle despite effort. So before we move forward, I want you to do something simple. Place both of your feet on the ground. Relax your shoulders just a little. Unclench your jaw. Let your hands rest instead of tighten. And feel how easy it is to shift your state without trying to force anything. This is your first demonstration. Notice that nothing external changed. Your bank account didn't increase. No new opportunity arrived. Yet your internal state changed effortlessly. It happened because you allowed it. This is how prosperity begins. Not by fighting reality, but by relaxing into coherence. In the next block, I will show you the emotional mistake most people make without realizing it, and how this mistake pushes money away even when they are doing everything right. But first, let this moment settle. Because everything we're about to do depends on your ability to stop chasing what is already trying to reach you.
You now know that chasing, pushing, forcing, and obsessively trying to control money keeps you stuck in the state of not having it. But if forcing doesn't work, what does? Why do some people work hard, show discipline, show up every day, and still feel like abundance keeps slipping through their fingers? The answer is subtle, emotional, and uncomfortable. Most people are not blocked by lack of action. They are blocked by the emotional vibration they take into action. You can be disciplined and still be dominated by fear. You can be productive and still be energetically desperate. You can be talented and still be vibrationally insecure. You can have goals, but build those goals on panic. Listen carefully. The greatest obstacle to prosperity is urgency. Urgency is not passion. Urgency is not focus. Urgency is not hunger for growth. Urgency is panic disguised as ambition. Panic does not attract wealth. Panic repels it. Urgency makes every financial decision heavy. Urgency makes every opportunity feel life or death. Urgency makes every result feel too slow, too small, or too late. Urgency turns action into pressure instead of creation. And the quantum field does not respond well to pressure. It responds to clarity. It responds to wholeness. It responds to neutrality. Neutrality is a strange concept for most people because it doesn't mean not caring. Neutrality means the ability to desire something without tying your peace to the outcome. You can want more without suffering until it arrives. You can move toward a goal without defining your worth by what happens next. You can build, create, and progress without tension, without emotional bargaining, without internal screaming. Neutrality is the emotional state of, I'm okay, with or without this. And this is exactly why prosperity can enter. When you operate from urgency, your actions say yes, but your vibration says no. Your words say abundance, but your energy says fear. Your plans say growth, but your state says survival. The field does not mirror your goals. It mirrors your state. Some people obsess over manifesting money while constantly radiating tension. Others stay calm, act strategically, stay aligned, and allow prosperity to find them. Not because they are lucky, not because they are more gifted, but because they are emotionally coherent. Most people want money for the wrong reason. Not to grow, not to serve, not to create value. They want money to stop feeling anxious about not having money. And when you want something to relieve a fear, you do not attract what you want. You attract more reasons to feel exactly the same fear. The problem is not financial. It is emotional. It is the nervous system sending signals to the field that you need money to fix your suffering. And the field responds with situations that keep you suffering. This is why neutrality is powerful. Neutrality stops the emotional war you have with your own desires. Neutrality removes pressure and creates space. Neutrality allows abundance to enter because you finally stopped strangling the outcome. So right now I want you to pause for just a moment. Notice your breathing. Notice your posture. Notice any microtension inside your chest or stomach. That tension is not ambition. That tension is urgency. And urgency does not build prosperity. In the next block, I will show you a practical exercise to deactivate urgency at its root. A nervous system tool you can use daily to dissolve pressure and stabilize the vibration that attracts wealth. But before we continue, I want to ask you for something simple, yet meaningful. If what you're hearing makes sense, if it challenges you, if it gives you clarity, then take a moment to support the channel. Not as a favor, not as a habit, but as a way of anchoring this shift you just felt. A like, a comment, and a subscription are not just engagement. They are a signal to yourself that you are choosing coherence over urgency, clarity over fear, alignment over force. So if this resonates, pause for a moment and support this message. Then come back, because the practical change begins in the next block.
Prosperity does not respond to how hard you work. It responds to the frequency you are broadcasting while you work. That sentence alone has the power to undo years of frustration. Yet most people never hear it explained clearly, without mystical exaggeration or scientific coldness. So let's simplify what the quantum field really does, and why forcing money actually pushes it away. Imagine a radio station. If you tune the dial slightly off the correct frequency, even by a fraction, what happens? The music is still there, being broadcast perfectly, but you receive only static, noise, distortion. You can be centimeters away from the right frequency, but if you are not aligned, you cannot receive it. Not because the station stopped transmitting, but because your receiver is not coherent. Prosperity works exactly like that. The field does not bring money into your life because your effort is loud or desperate. It brings it when your inner state becomes coherent. Coherence is the opposite of trying too hard. Trying too hard is a fragmented frequency. It is noisy. It is unstable. It is a signal that keeps switching between fear and hope, effort and exhaustion, expectation and disappointment. Which means that even if you want money, you are transmitting mixed signals, and the field does not collapse unstable probabilities. It only collapses the ones that match who you are consistently. And this is where many people misunderstand manifestation. They think life is about asking for what they want. But the quantum field is not responding to requests. It is responding to identity, to the baseline state of your nervous system, to the emotional tone that repeats most often inside you. Your dominant vibration is the truth you live in, even if your words declare something different. You can say, "I want abundance," but if your body quietly vibrates fear, scarcity, or urgency, the field reads that as your real frequency. Think about this. The universe is neutral. It does not judge your desire for more. It does not decide whether you deserve prosperity. It does not reward good people or punish bad people. It does one thing: it matches frequency. If your signal is stress, you attract experiences that reinforce stress. If your signal is calm clarity, you attract experiences that reinforce calm clarity. If your signal is urgency, you attract more situations that demand urgency. You do not get what you want. You get what you are. This is why abundance cannot be chased. When you chase anything, you automatically declare that you are separate from it. Chasing a result is the energetic admission that you do not yet believe it is part of your identity. And the more you chase it, the more you reinforce that gap. Let's go a little deeper. In quantum mechanics, a wave of probabilities only becomes a defined reality when it is observed. The observer collapses the wave into a concrete outcome. But here is what most people miss. The observer does not collapse reality with intention alone. The observer collapses reality with the state of consciousness behind the intention. In other words, you are not shaping reality with what you want, but with what you are becoming as you want it. If your desire elevates your identity, it manifests. If your desire activates fear, pressure, need, or insecurity, it repels itself. Prosperity is repelled not because it is scarce, but because it cannot stabilize inside emotional chaos. Abundance requires stability because expansion needs a container. If your nervous system cannot hold abundance, the field will not collapse that possibility into your life. The universe is not withholding prosperity from you. It is waiting for coherence. So the question becomes, how do you shift from wanting abundance to embodying coherence? How do you stop chasing and start becoming? And how do you do it from a grounded state, not through exaggerated positivity or forced gratitude? We do it through small, rapid adjustments in the nervous system. Shifts that do not require belief. Shifts that do not require motivation. Shifts that anchor you into a stable identity, even before you see the result. You are not trying to convince the universe. You are teaching your body how to observe reality from a position of enoughness. Because when your observation becomes stable, reality has no choice but to follow. In the next exercise, we are going to train your nervous system to stop broadcasting urgency and begin broadcasting coherence. You do not need to believe in anything. You do not need to pretend abundance. You simply need to shift states. Let's train your nervous system to stop begging the universe and start resonating with it.
If someone asked you whether you believe in the quantum field, you might hesitate, imagining complicated equations or scientific language. But that question is unnecessary because you already live inside the proof every day. You just have not recognized it as proof. Let's show you how prosperity reacts to your inner state through ordinary, familiar experiences. Think about the last time you needed money urgently. Maybe a bill was coming. Maybe something broke. Maybe you told yourself, I have to solve this right now. Notice what happened. Did opportunities open? Or did things get delayed, complicated, misunderstood, or unexpectedly blocked? When urgency becomes your internal tone, life begins to hesitate. People take longer to respond. Clients disappear. Someone promises payment, but suddenly something came up. You do everything right, but the results move slower. Now remember a moment when you were strangely calm about money. Maybe you already had enough, or maybe something inside you just wasn't stressed. Look at what happened then. Something unexpected came through. You received help without asking. Someone paid you back out of nowhere. Work flowed. You stopped chasing, and prosperity suddenly found you. This pattern happens so constantly that most people assume it is coincidence. But when something repeats every time, it is no longer coincidence. It is a law. You experience the law of coherence every day without realizing you are participating in it. Let's go deeper. Think about relationships. When you desperately want someone to stay, what happens? The more you cling, the more they pull away. The more you fear losing them, the more the relationship feels unstable. You create pressure and the connection contracts. But when you feel good within yourself, when you show up with presence instead of need, something shifts. You become magnetic. You do not chase attention, yet attention arises. Your energy becomes a field that others want to be around. Confidence is not loud. It is stable. Prosperity functions the same way. Money reacts to emotional pressure the way a human being does. It pulls back from demand and moves into fields of ease. This is why some people suddenly experience abundance right after they give up trying. It is not the surrender that brings prosperity. It is the collapse of urgency that opens space. The universe does not reward effort. It rewards resonance. Now let's connect this to your body. Have you noticed how your breathing changes when you worry about money? It becomes shallow, fast, almost invisible. Your shoulders tighten. Your mind races. Your attention narrows into future fear. Your nervous system enters survival mode. And survival mode cannot recognize opportunity because its only job is to protect you from danger. But prosperity is not danger. Opportunity does not live in fear. It lives in awareness. When your nervous system is in threat mode, you are biologically incapable of seeing solutions because your body believes there is no time to receive anything. It thinks you are fighting for survival. This is why urgency blocks abundance. Urgency shuts down the parts of your mind that perceive possibility. You cannot receive while defending yourself from something that does not exist yet, which means prosperity is not a financial skill. It is not luck, and it is not even strategy at first. It is a nervous system capacity. You do not need to learn how to manifest more. You need to learn how to stop contracting. To help you feel this difference in real time, you are about to do a short practical exercise. It takes less than a minute, but it affects your entire frequency. You are not going to visualize wealth. You are not going to pretend anything. You are going to shift your nervous system out of urgency using a tool that does not require belief. This is not psychology. This is physiology. Exercise, interrupting the urgency response. Sit or stand exactly as you are. Do not change posture to look calm. Just notice your breath for 3 seconds. Now inhale slowly through your nose, but only to 70%. Not a full breath, just enough. Hold it gently for 2 seconds, then release it slowly through your mouth. Now ask this question without thinking. Is there an immediate threat to my survival in this moment? Do not analyze. Let your body answer. If the answer is no, breathe again the same way. In through the nose to 70%, hold for 2 seconds, release slowly. Now notice the shift. You are not trying to relax. You are letting your body realize there is no emergency. Abundance requires this recognition. Your mind cannot receive what your body believes is unsafe. Practice this throughout the day whenever urgency appears. You are not calming the mind. You are teaching your nervous system that abundance does not require escape.
By now, you may have noticed something uncomfortable. You might be starting to see that your biggest financial block has never been lack of opportunity, resources, or talent. Your true block has been emotional urgency. Not urgency in your actions, but urgency in your identity. You can work fast without urgency. You can think big without urgency. You can take risks without urgency. The problem is not momentum. The problem is when money becomes a reason to panic instead of something you are available to receive. Let's break this down. In the quantum field, energy does not respond to force. It responds to coherence. Coherence is the alignment between what you feel, what you think, and what you act toward. When your feeling and your action contradict each other, you create an interference pattern in your field. This interference communicates, I want something I don't believe I can have. And the field amplifies what you believe, not what you request. Urgency is the emotional declaration of disbelief. It is your body saying, I don't trust that I can receive. That message is louder than your visualizations, louder than your affirmations, louder than your hustle. Urgency tells the field that you are missing something. Neutrality tells the field that you already contain the potential for what you want. You may be wondering, does neutrality mean apathy? Does it mean not caring about money at all? Absolutely not. Neutrality is not lack of desire. Neutrality is desire without desperation. It is wanting while feeling safe. It is allowing instead of demanding. It is moving toward wealth without believing wealth is the solution to your life. Neutrality is not passive. Neutrality is power without tension. Think about someone you have seen who is genuinely confident. Do they need to convince anyone? Do they rush? Do they push? Confidence is not noisy. Confidence is still. When someone truly knows their value, they do not fear rejection. They do not chase approval. They do not anxiously wait for validation. They already belong in the experience, so they live as though it is theirs. This is neutrality. You move toward the result, but you are not leaning on it to confirm who you are. Urgency tells money, I need you to fix me. Neutrality tells money, you are an expression of who I already am. Which one do you think the field supports? The energy that is asking to be rescued, or the energy that has already chosen its identity? You might wonder, but how do I stop feeling urgency if my life situation really needs money right now? That is an honest question, and it deserves an honest answer. Neutrality is not something you fake. You don't pretend you're calm while drowning in bills. That is bypassing. Neutrality is built when you stop making money responsible for your emotional well-being. Read that again. Money cannot be responsible for the way you feel. Money can amplify comfort, but it cannot create inner security. If you attach safety to something external, your nervous system will always treat it like a threat you might lose. The moment you depend on money to stop a fear, you will fear losing money. And fear is the exact opposite of coherence. Neutrality is created when you separate emotional safety from material outcomes. You do not wait for the outcome to feel safe. You bring safety to the outcome. Today, you are going to learn how to do that. You are about to shift emotional attachment away from money and back into yourself, where it always belonged. This exercise is not about emotion regulation or positive thinking. It is a neurological practice that prepares your body to receive without fear. You are going to create emotional independence, the hidden foundation of abundance. Exercise, emotional unlinking from money. Sit still for a moment. Bring to mind something financial that has been stressing you. Do not analyze it. Just let the situation appear in your awareness. Place one hand gently on your chest. Say internally, without forcing the words to feel true, I do not expect money to calm me. I calm myself. Now breathe in slowly and ask, what emotion am I asking money to fix? Do not name it out loud. Just notice it. Anxiety, shame, overwhelm, fear, pressure. Let the emotion surface. Now, without pushing it away, place your attention on the place in your body where that emotion lives. Do not fight it. Do not try to reduce it. Simply be present. Breathe while letting it exist. In your mind, say slowly, this emotion is mine to soothe, not money's. Continue breathing for 3 slow cycles. That is all. Do not think. Do not visualize. Just witness and breathe. You are teaching your nervous system that your emotional regulation does not depend on receiving anything first. You are separating emotional safety from external conditions. This is how the body learns neutrality. Practice this daily for 1 minute, and you will feel a shift. Money will stop being a savior and become a companion. You will move from urgency to presence. There is a question that few people ever dare to ask themselves, even though it determines everything about their financial reality. It's a question that sounds innocent, but it rewrites your relationship with money more than every strategy, every method, and every manifestation technique you have ever learned. Who are you without scarcity? Most people live as if scarcity is part of their personality. They move through the world as if the fear of not having enough is natural. They treat anxiety about the future like a normal part of life. They organize their decisions around worry, not intention. They talk about money from a place of defensiveness instead of clarity. And they believe that if their situation changed, their identity would finally feel safe. But here's the truth the quantum field never stops echoing. Your situation does not create your identity. Your identity creates your situation. If you wake up every day acting like someone who is trying to escape scarcity, you become a match for experiences that force you to keep escaping. You think you are chasing abundance, but emotionally, you are running from fear. And the quantum field does not reward escape. It mirrors what you are anchored in. You've heard the phrase, fake it till you make it. But in the quantum world, that is ineffective. You don't fake a prosperous identity. You build it from the inside. You do not pretend to feel abundant. You build nervous system safety, emotional neutrality, and cognitive clarity until abundance naturally matches your state. Let's imagine something for a moment. Visualize the version of you who no longer lives inside the narrative of scarcity, not because money arrived, but because identity shifted. This version of you does not ask money to prove safety. This version does not negotiate self-worth with bank accounts. This version does not panic every time circumstances wobble. Instead, this version stands inside an internal frequency that says, I am the source, not the consequence. If this version of you is real, then money becomes an expression of who you are, not a solution to what you fear. This is the core of prosperity identity. You become someone for whom money is natural, not dramatic. You take action without fear leaking into it. You make decisions without panic pushing them. You invest, work, communicate, and receive from grounded clarity. People think abundance is about control. It isn't. Scarcity needs control because it doesn't believe it will receive. Abundance needs alignment because it already trusts. This is the fundamental shift. Scarcity seeks results to feel safe. Abundance brings safety to every result. So the question remains, who are you without scarcity? Not what you own without scarcity. Not what you earn without scarcity, but who you are, how you speak, how you breathe, how you wait, how you choose. And this question is the doorway through which prosperity enters. To step through it, we need to train your identity the same way you train your body or your mind, not with intensity, but consistency. You are now going to experience an identity exercise that is subtle, powerful, and deeply internal. It does not require visualization, positive thinking, or pretending. It requires honesty and presence. Exercise identity without scarcity. Close your eyes for a moment. Take one slow breath. Ask yourself quietly, if money were not allowed to define how safe I feel, how would I move through today? Do not force an answer. Do not imagine your bank account changing. Just feel the question. Now ask, if financial stress could no longer dictate my tone, my choices, or my body, how would I speak today? Again, do not invent an answer. Let it rise naturally. Now add the final question. If my identity did not include scarcity, what part of me would no longer exist? Let whatever arises appear. Do not judge it. Do not analyze it. Just witness it. Breathe. You are letting your body experience identity beyond survival. This is the field of prosperity. Repeat this question once per day. Little by little, your nervous system stops performing scarcity as a personality trait. And when you stop performing scarcity, you stop magnetizing it. Anchor this identity if what you felt in this exercise shifted something in your perception, then do not leave this experience unanchored. Supporting this video is not just a click. It is a declaration of identity. Like this video as a way of telling your system, I am choosing a new state. Subscribe if you want to train your financial identity week by week with methods that go beyond motivation and into quantum embodiment. And comment below the sentence that came up for you in this exercise. What part of you exists without scarcity? Your words may help someone else see their way out. We do not grow alone. We expand together. Most people believe that prosperity is built through learning, planning, or working harder. But what actually shapes your financial reality is what your nervous system is trained to tolerate. You can only receive what you are internally resourced to hold. And if your body is conditioned to survive scarcity, anything that looks like abundance will feel unsafe at first. This is why so many people sabotage growth the moment things begin to improve. They do not collapse because they are lazy or unworthy. They collapse because their identity was never taught how to remain stable in prosperity. To integrate prosperity, we must move beyond wanting abundance and build the internal neutrality required to sustain it. Neutrality does not mean indifference. It means the absence of panic, pressure, and emotional desperation. It is the state of someone who knows they are capable, safe, and steady no matter the number in the account. Neutrality is the signal of sufficiency that activates the quantum field. When you stop needing money to stabilize you, you become someone who stabilizes money. Let's take a moment to reflect. How many decisions in your life were made from urgency? How many conversations, negotiations, job choices, business paths, even relationships, were colored by the fear of not having enough? The brain remembers urgency more than it remembers possibility. It builds identity around what you fear, not around what you desire. So to shift identity, we must break the emotional muscle memory that says, "I survive money," and replace it with the internal imprint, "I regulate money." We do this through consistent micro-training. Not hope, not effort, training. Because identity is not chosen once. It is embodied repeatedly. The quantum field does not respond to goals. It responds to patterns. And the pattern you repeat becomes the frequency that shapes your reality. So now, we are going to train prosperity as a nervous system state. You will not repeat affirmations. You will not visualize money. You will stabilize your internal field. This is the foundation of sustainable abundance. This is how you become prosperous without chasing prosperity. Take a slow breath. We begin. Exercise, the prosperity state anchor. You will repeat this practice every day for 7 days. Do not try to feel anything specific. Do not force positivity. The purpose is not excitement. It is neutrality. Step 1. Sit comfortably. Relax your shoulders. Allow your jaw to soften. Step 2. Breathe slowly into the lower part of your stomach. 3 slow breaths. No rush. No effort. Step 3. Say silently to your body, "I do not need money to feel safe in this moment." Pause for a few seconds. Let your body hear it, not your mind. Step 4. Now say, "I choose to remain steady, even before the result arrives." Feel what shifts. It may be small. It may be subtle. That is enough. Step 5. Place one hand over your chest and whisper internally, "I am a stable receiver." Then breathe once more, slowly, and finish. This exercise is the opposite of manifesting through emotion. It is manifesting through regulation. When the body stops panicking before results arrive, the field responds with coherence instead of delay. Practice this for 7 days. Your relationship with money will change long before your balance does. Stability activates opportunity, and opportunity responds to those who can hold it without collapsing into urgency. Let's go to anchor this frequency in the field. If this exercise grounded something inside you, if it softened fear or expanded clarity, anchor this transformation in the collective field. Support this work not as content, but as practice. Like the video as a declaration that you are choosing stability over urgency. Subscribe so you can train your identity with techniques that upgrade your nervous system, not just your mindset. And comment below, right now, the phrase that resonated the most with you. "I am a stable receiver." Let your words become part of the field other people rise from. We've reached the moment where everything you practiced, everything you questioned, and everything you shifted becomes a single truth that either liberates you or keeps you looping through the same reality. Prosperity is not personal. It is relational. Your financial reality is not just about you. It is about how your internal state interacts with the field around you. The way you breathe when you think about money, the tone you use when you talk about it, the posture you carry when things get tight. These micro-responses are conversations with the quantum field. Every fear, every rush for results, every emotional contraction is a message that says, "I cannot hold what I am asking for." And the field simply mirrors back what you are stabilized to receive. Now, here is the revelation that most people never understand. You are not manifesting money for yourself. You are manifesting from a collective field you help shape just by existing. Your scarcity doesn't affect only you. It affects the people connected to you, your family, your clients, your community, anyone who might someday benefit from your expansion. When you rise, you alter the field for everyone who watches you rise. Your prosperity is not a selfish act, it is leadership. This is why we train the nervous system, not only the mindset. This is why we anchor identity, not only intention. Because if you create abundance from panic, you spread panic. If you receive money through urgency, you reinforce urgency in others. But when you allow prosperity to come from your neutrality, your stability, your inner safety, you spread a kind of wealth that doesn't just improve accounts. It elevates consciousness. This is the ethical dimension of prosperity that few ever speak about. Prosperity that depends on pressure is extraction. Prosperity that grows from alignment is expansion. Which one do you want to embody? Do you want to be someone who forces the field in order to feel secure? Or someone who becomes so internally coherent that money recognizes you as a stable destination? Prosperity knocks loudly at the doors of those who no longer ask money to save them. It recognizes people who carry safety within themselves. Because when money comes to someone who is emotionally grounded, that money multiplies. It circulates. It generates value. It brings elevation instead of compensation. Now it's time to collapse the old field so the new one can stabilize. Final exercise, the ethical collapse. Take one slow breath. Place one hand over your chest and one over your stomach. Say silently, I release the identity that uses money for safety. Pause. Breathe once. Now say, I choose prosperity that expands more than my bank account. Pause again. Finally, say, prosperity is safer with me than without me. Let that feeling settle in your body. This is not an affirmation. It is a responsibility, a state, a vow to become someone who receives not to escape life, but to elevate life. Repeat this exercise for the next 3 days. You are not manifesting money. You are stabilizing the kind of human whom money can trust. Now, I invite you to anchor this in the collective field. If this video awakens something real in you, don't just leave it here. Anchor it. Your engagement is not just support, it is declaration. Like this video as a commitment to no longer chase, force, or panic around money. Subscribe if you want to keep training prosperity as a nervous system and identity, not a wish or a fantasy. And comment below the phrase you just embodied. Prosperity is safer with me than without me. Let your words ripple into the field. Let others feel the shift through you. When we grow the world around us. The collapse begins now. You are not chasing prosperity. You are becoming the space where it stays.